Hey, what's up, guys? This is MJ, and today I have some new information for you about the GM 6.2-liter recall. GM issued a safety recall report to NHTSA, and I am going to sum it up for you. We're going to look at it right now. All right, so we got some new information for you today. The production dates involved for this recall are from March 1st, 2021 until May 31st, 2024. The problem is the supplier made parts that were out of spec. That includes the crankshaft and the connecting rods. One good thing to know, if your 6.2-liter has already been replaced, you should be fine because the parts used in that replacement, it does not fall in line with the dates that they have identified problems from. So this is the safety recall report that they issued to NHTSA. It is 25V-274. Number of vehicles involved is a little bit under 600,000, and the estimated percentage with a defect is 3%, and that is going to equal about 17,929. That is the estimated actually defective engines out there. And if you didn't already know, the GM Tech Center is in Warren, Michigan, which is about 20 minutes north of Detroit. I've actually been here on a tour, and it is very nice, very nice. So the two primary root causes, they're both attributed to the supplier manufacturing and quality issues. They found sediment in the parts, and they found that the crankshaft, some of them were out of spec, and the surface finish was not within spec. They're saying if the engine fails during vehicle operation, you could lose propulsion, increasing the risk of a crash. They tore down some of these engines and identified two primary root causes. They're saying they're both due to the supplier, manufacturing, and quality issues. Number one, the rod bearing damage from sediment on connecting rods and crankshaft oil galleries, out of specification crankshaft dimensions, and surface finish. And surface finish is measured in roughness average, or RA. Surface finish is important because a smooth surface minimizes friction between the crankshaft journals and the bearings, leading to less wear and tear. The RA, or roughness average, or average roughness, is the average of how far each point on the surface deviates in height from the mean height. When it is on a print, it's going to be called out with this little square root symbol. So they're saying if it says that, it should be no rougher than 32. And how do you measure it? There's a couple ways. You could either measure it with a stylus instrument, which measures it in 2 dimensions, or with an optical profiler, which will measure it in 3 dimensions, acquiring an entire area of data in just a few seconds. So I'm guessing they're probably using an optical profiler to measure the average roughness. But I don't know, maybe that optical profiler was out of spec. Maybe it needed to be calibrated. Maybe they were using it wrong. I'm not sure. It would be interesting to find that out in the future. So when GM investigated this issue, they compared engines that failed in the field with new and unused engines and crankshafts. And what they did was they identified intermittent periods within the suspected build period. So as far as injuries, GM identified 12 potentially related alleged crashes and 12 potentially related alleged injuries in the U.S. All specifically alleged injuries were minor or non-physical, and most were not crash-related. GM also identified 42 potentially related fire allegations in the U.S., but they're saying in the majority of these cases, the causation of these incidents is unclear, and B, the alleged fire damage is contained to the engine compartment and consistent with damage that can occur in rare instances during engine failure. So the remedy, as we talked about in the last video, the dealer will inspect and, as necessary, repair or replace the engine. So you're going to get an inspection, and then they're either going to repair or replace the engine. We're not sure exactly which one. Maybe it'll be different in different circumstances. We are waiting on that information. If you pass the inspection, you will be provided with a higher viscosity oil and a new oil fill cap, oil filter replacement, and an insert for your owner's manual. So they're also saying GM will provide reimbursement to owners for repairs. So if you got this repaired and you had to pay for it, you may be eligible for reimbursement. Check that out with your local dealership. The report also states connecting rods and crankshafts in repaired or replaced engines were produced after the supplier's suspect manufacturing window. If you've already gotten your engine replaced, it should be fine because those parts were not within the manufacturing window that they are thinking is the problem. They're saying the recall condition was corrected in production already. The report states a series of crankshaft and connecting rod manufacturing improvements implemented on or before June 1st, 2024 addressed the contamination and quality issues. So GM notified the dealers of this situation on April 24th, 2025, about a week ago. The planned owner notification date is June 9th, 2025. So I'll put links in the description to the report that we just read from GM. All right, so let's look at this article from GM Authority real quick. Then I want to see what people are saying in the comments. On this article, they have it as 878,000 vehicles affected, but the NHTSA report had it a little under 600,000. So I'm not sure about the discrepancy there, but either way, it's a lot. There was a certain period where those out of spec dimensions were coming in with inadequate surface finishes, and some other out of spec dimensions were combining to destroy our favorite engine. Let's go to the comments. The first comment says, surely this isn't that widespread. You see used 6.2s from this time frame with 100,000 miles on them listed at dealerships pretty often. They estimate that 3% of the vehicles have a problem. So according to the NHTSA numbers of a little under 600,000, that's going to be about 17,929 vehicles. So a little under 18,000 they estimate. Yeah, I don't think it's that widespread. Next comment says these issues will result in failure pretty quick. Most are grenading within the first few thousand miles. If they don't die early, you're probably good for the long run. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That is what I'm thinking and what I'm hoping. This guy says exactly, which raises the question of how this went on for 3 years without being caught. All the attention having been spent on developing all those half-baked and unwanted EVs. I wouldn't say the EVs are unwanted. Some of them are selling pretty good. The Lyriq is selling really good, the Cadillac Lyriq. Can't imagine it's a large percentage, almost 1 million vehicles under the recall. I bet 99% of them are just fine. Yeah, we're thinking 97%, but yeah, very close, very close. Kind of like the Takata airbag incident, a real issue, but only a smidgen of the vehicles affected had problems. Yeah. Yeah, we are hoping that is the case. The estimate again is 3%. Not in my case, CG. My 2022 Tahoe seized at about 20,000 miles. Dealer replaced the engine with a 2024 spec engine along with the radiator, as it was assumed to be contaminated with metal debris related to the engine seizure. Montana Bob, I hear you. We are hoping, according to the report, that the engines that were replaced should be fine. We are hoping and praying that that is the situation. If you have any questions about this issue, please put it in the comments. I'll help you as much as I can. We don't know everything, but as new information comes in, I will update you guys with another automotive nerd research report. Thank you for tuning in and have a good one.